Welcome back to the Huddle on 840 Fox Sports Radio. The Huddle brought to you by 956sports.com, powered by our friends at Mickey D's. You ever get those Dan Patrick live look-ins on the Audience Network, DirecTV? Yep. If we could have those on, it'd be a whole different ballgame. How do we get the swimsuit models that he has in the wall of morale up there?
Create our own calendar? I don't know.
Start having people send them to us or something.
So you got Hooters girls right down the road.
Yeah.
You ought to be able to get one of those. Come.
True. we are looking for sponsors.
Hooters.
We'll give a free sponsorship for a while.
just come sit here and make it look nice.
Give the gratuitous free plug. All right. Head coach Scott Ford of the Hidalgo Pirates is graciously taking time out of his Saturday to join us here in the Huddle on 840 Fox Sports Radio. Coach, in the NFL landscape, I'm going to fire off the first Peyton Manning question.
Okay.
Does he come back? And if he does, is it with Indy?
I would never bet against Peyton Manning. I don't think I think the guy is now trying to backpedal and make it look like he's trying to get Peyton to come back. But with the moves he made previously, it's obvious his plans are to be without Peyton. So I don't think he'll play for the Colts again if I was guessing. I think $28 million is steep. And I don't know if Peyton would restructure that significantly to go back. And if he comes back, I'm assuming it's to win a championship. He's done everything else.
Right.
Now Eli's got two, obviously. He's not going to win it with the Colts anytime soon. So I'd like to see him go somewhere else. Most people probably wouldn't. They'd like to see him finish where he started. But, I mean, the guy's fun to watch, and I don't think he's been treated all that well based on everything he did for that franchise. So.
Washington has been brought up. Miami has been brought up.
Arizona, too.
Arizona as well.
Well,
Arizona just dropped a lot on Kevin Kolb.
And I saw a thing about Kevin Kolb that they said they're going to roll with him this year because there's too much invested in him, so they might be out.
Ken Wisenhunt was a great OC when he was with the Steelers, and as a head coach for the Cardinals, I think he's had success in turning that entire organization around. So I don't know if I would want to put my money on a Peyton Manning, who with one hit.
right.
I mean, it just.
Well, that's the thing is can he play?
Yeah.
That's yet to be seen, and it sounds like one of those deals that maybe he can't play. But obviously, as a fan, we'd like to see him play. Miami would probably be a good location, but again, I think he's going to be looking somewhere where he thinks he can win a Super Bowl in the next couple of years. And of course, but maybe it is Miami. I don't want to see him go to the Redskins. That's for sure. So
No.
How about coming and playing for Jerry?
that'd be okay with me. I think Dallas just still has a glitch. They don't have the it factor.
I think the glitch is Jerry.
Well, yeah, he's had his hand stuck in the pie, since he's on the team. The best thing he ever did was hire Jimmy, because Jimmy didn't put up with, Jimmy ran the show, and then Parcells ran the show. He probably has one or two or three more responsibilities than he needs to have, but it's his football team at the end of the day. But, yeah, I wish they'd go a different direction because I'm a childhood Cowboy fan, and, but
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
I'm glad to hear that.
But there's something missing from a leadership. There's something missing on that football team that I can't put my finger on, but it's been that way for several years.
How good of a quarterback is Romo?
I think he's an outstanding quarterback. I think he does a lot of great things. I think if you watch closely, if it wasn't for him last year, they don't win hardly any games. Now, he's going to take the heat. He's going to take the blame. He's going to make some mistakes because that's his style of play. But you have to be willing to live and die with that. I like Tony Romo. I think he's an outstanding quarterback.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. If the Steelers and the Cowboys were to do a straight up Roethlisberger Romo swap, I'm all for it. Because I think Romo is a quarterback that you can fit into your system, and I think Roethlisberger is the guy that doesn't know when to get rid of a ball. He tries to make too many things happen, and Romo realizes, hey, listen, I can make this happen with what I've got around me.
Well, and the coach brought up a good point about Romo being the guy that got him in the position to get Dan Bailey to kick all those field goals that they ended up winning those games this year. And it's like a lot of people give them the bad parts because of the fumbles, against the Jets and the interceptions against Detroit, but he also put him in the position to win a lot of those games.
Hey, if his own coach wasn't icing him, they'd have a couple more victories.
Well, the icing, and then hey, we talked about this last week. If the Cowboys hold their lead with 5 minutes to go against the Giants, with 12-point lead with 5 minutes to go, Giants don't even go to the playoffs.
Exactly.
So there's a lot, like you said, they don't have that killer instinct at the end of the game.
There's something chemistry-wise that's not there, and I can't. If you go back to the Jets game, the first game of the year, the thing that got it going was a block punt.
Yeah.
And I thought the same thing as probably everybody on their sideline thought was, here we go again. And you could tell from that moment on it was going to be probably that kind of season, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And it was. And you can go back, if you really go back and look, if you're a Cowboys fan, there's so many games the last several years that ended that way in the fourth quarter. It's extremely frustrating. But, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're a Cowboys fan. Right. So hopefully they'll get it figured out and have a better year. But, I don't know. It may have to be a complete turnover.
But as we talk about night and day, then you see them take on a team like San Francisco, in which they're down and they come back in the fourth quarter and they take them to OT and come out with a victory.
Right, and that was a great throw by Romo.
Right.
Yeah.
Throwing to a guy that I guess did Michael Irvin's
he won the reality show. You remember when he did that playmaker
Jesse
show?
Holly?
Yeah, Jesse Holly. Yeah. But I mean, I brought the stat up a few weeks ago. The Cowboys since 1997 are 107 and 107. They're an 8-8 football team for the last, how many years is that? Forever, 15 years.
Tim Tebow has the same amount of playoff wins as Tony Romo.
Yeah.
This is true. And I bet that just killed you, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. At least your team got Tebow. The Cowboys didn't yet.
Yes. Hey, you know what? The Steelers are coming to Jarrah World this Saturday.
I know we got to take a road trip.
That might be a little road trip there. Coach, you in if we're going?
Absolutely.
All right, good.
That sounds good. That sounds like a big
Jake,
time.
we'd invite you, but you probably have to stay home and watch the Kardashians or something.
Oh, it should see.
DVR.
The game's on what? It'll probably be on a Sunday night, right? We should take the show up there. Hey, Rick, I can't let this go.
Oh, because there's only 8 minutes left in the show.
Time.
All right, go ahead.
Coach had texted me that he's a big Duke fan. He wanted to do his top 5, my top 5 players.
Okay, I got my top 5 Dukies too.
Yeah, I bet you do. All right, Coach, your first guy.
5th, Cherokee Parks, Cherokee Nation.
Before the tats or after all the tats? That's what I want to know.
He only had
pre-tat Cherokee. Pre-tat Cherokee.
Remember, he came back one year and all of a sudden his whole body was a tat.
Yeah.
I didn't think that one.
Who was your 5?
My favorite, and I love Bobby Hurley.
See, but this is what I like. Coach,
Bobby Hurley's my 2nd.
Coach reached into his pocket and he took out his list.
It's laminated.
And Jake is going, no, Cherokee Parks, I forgot about him.
Because I wouldn't think Cherokee Park, so that's why. Okay, my 2nd is Christian later.
That was my 1. Christian Laettner, Bobby Hurley was 2nd.
All right, so now y'all went from 5 to 1 to 2. So
are we going 5?
Who's in the middle?
My 5th was Cherokee Parks. 4th was Johnny Dawkins.
That's a good one, too. I have Johnny Dawkins. I'm a little guard-oriented on this thing.
And 3 was Grant Hill for me.
Okay.
Grant Hill, Bobby Hurley, Christian Laettner. So.
Okay, I've got, I like Jason Williams, or Jay Williams. He was great college player, just...
he got him. Didn't he get in a motorcycle accident right after he was drafted? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, great story that Doug Gottlieb said, because I guess they were at a camp together.
You drop his name a lot, by the way, Doug Gottlieb.
I listened to him.
That's your man crush.
After work, I'm listening to him.
Crush.
Anyway, Doug Gottlieb's talking about Jason Williams. Yeah. That basically, when he got into the accident, he his leg was turned sideways. Mm-hmm. He basically said, "I can't believe I cost my career."
It was just a couple weeks after the draft, I believe. When that happened.
It's pure stupidity.
Yeah, it was a real shame because he was such a talented player and had such a bright future and so sharp. It's amazing that you get on a motorcycle and take that risk, but hey. It happens. We've seen it happen with Roethlisberger and
Kellen Winslow.
Yeah, so
Junior.
But anyway, those are my top 5 Duke players, and there haven't been a lot of those guys that have gone on to be very successful in the NBA, which I still think is a testament to Krzyzewski.
Yeah,
I think he's the best coach in sports. Period.
Oh, okay.
And
football, baseball, basketball.
I actually was going to give him a compliment.
Oh, okay. All right, we're good.
because I was looking at the I like the North Carolina Tar Heels. That's a fan of the team. That I'm a military brat too, so I moved all over the place. And this is a team that I latched onto. Kind of like we're kind of from the same generation. Duke, North Carolina, just running the NCAA hoops for a long time.
Right.
But you look down their roster. How many of those guys are coaches around the country now that played for him?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like. He's teaching them basketball and how to teach other people that and go through that. And so, they might not made it to that level of playing in the NBA, but they're teaching other kids how to play and be upstanding citizens, which you got to give up to Coach K for sure.
Tommy Amaker had Jeremy Lin.
Yeah.
I had to throw that out there.
Well, I mean, there's Quinn Snyder and all those guys are, pretty good coaches. But I didn't hear any of you guys mention Robert Brickey.
Yeah, it was,
Marty Clark.
oh,
No.
Oh, sorry.
Remember Marty Clark?
Hey, no, Marty Clark was almost number 5. 'Cause that guy had red hair and had no athleticism.
Exactly, man. And they put him in.
I remember he would always go for dunks and miss.
Yeah. Or, what about Abdul Nabi?
It's
What was his name?
Ala Abdul Nabi.
There you go.
Oh, you know, Battier's got to be on there. I didn't
Battier.
think about him. Yeah, he's actually had some success in the NBA.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, Mike Bray at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a disciple.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
of course, he's
Jake
got
Ellis,
all of his assistants are ex-players.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a tree there.
Yeah, it's fun.
With
I
Coach
like.
K.
We talked to Tony earlier. I like this time of year when it gets to be that NCAA March Madness time and stuff. It's always kind of cool.
So you guys are geared on that. And I'm looking forward to pictures
and then right around the corner is baseball for you. So there you go.
To me, it's right there.
We should announce that we're going to be doing the March Madness tournament.
Yeah,
Actually, we're not allowed to use March Madness. That's copyrighted.
we're
by
gonna
the
call
NCAA.
it. We're gonna call it something else.
Yeah, something else.
Spring
Tournament
silliness?
bracket. Yeah,
March Tornado. But yeah, it'll be on the website.
Yeah, it'll be a cross promotion between the two.
Hey, quickly, I got to plug something right quick. We got a run for Hidalgo tomorrow morning. Starts at 7:45.
Are you running?
I'm walking. I'll be in it though. I ain't running, but it's at State Farm Arena there. That's where it's going to start, and all the money goes to our summer track program. So and we're trying to build all of our programs. Our track program's a little down, so it's an opportunity to help out the student athletes. So if anybody, if you don't have anything going on, if you're a runner, exercise, just want to throw that out. And I wanted to ask you guys too about Josh Hamilton. What's y'all's take on that?
I think that we're going to slip up. You're going to slip up, and as good as you try to be, there's going to be that demon you got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately for him, it's alcohol, and he knows as he's lived it. You know, that demon can overpower you and can take everything from you. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, if you dance with the devil once, it's not so
Have
bad.
you guys read the book? Have you read his autobiography?
I have not.
No.
I have not.
That's it. You need to read it.
Is it?
So he was literally a crackhead.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he was literally. I mean, he has come back from so far, such a deep, dark place. I hate to see him slip up, but I think you're right. I think it's going to be difficult for him to
and in today's media
completely
society,
stay away.
with Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff, somebody's going to see him out. Unfortunately, you can't do the hotel, baseball field, hotel, bus, next thing. There's got to be a point. There's got to be an outlet for you. And unfortunately for him, they caught him at the outlet. And once one person, hey, I saw this happen, and it snowballs down. And
My first thought was that bartender needed to be fired. How do you not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area know who Josh Hamilton is? And
That's true.
The cat has a problem.
That's true.
Hey,
But
might have been a Yankee fan or something, but it's still.
Well, he's supposed to have a handler.
I guess he dodged him. He lost him that night. He admitted it that he somehow got away from him and was able to get a drink before someone found where he was.
Right.
Wow.
Handler, his wife wasn't with him everywhere he goes. I mean,
Well, yeah, but they have somebody that actually follows.
Yeah.
Walks behind him
The
in the
KGB.
lobby. Yeah, and you know what though? Like the bartender, could you imagine you're put in that spot? The guy, because I used to manage a bar and I remember bartending, and there's people are alcoholic, but
Making money.
it's Josh Hamilton. He's gonna sit there and he's gonna probably throw money at you. I don't know, it's a little scary. if you're him, Josh Hamilton,
I don't know.
big guy.
Well, so much for the long-term contract.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know. The Rangers, look what they did with Washington. After his one experimentation at 48 or however old he is with cocaine, and it comes up.
wild.
Hey, but everybody likes to come back. Again.
There you go. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Our thanks to Chris King, UTPA Athletic Director, Raul Vega, head coach of the Nicky Rowe Lady Warriors, and Coach Scott Ford for coming in and being a part of the show. Episode 27 next Saturday, 8 to 10 a.m. The run at Hidalgo tomorrow morning, State Farm Arena. I think the marathon starts at 6:45. If you want to be a part of it, log on to runathidalgo.com. They got all the details for you right there. Thanks so much for making a part of the show. Look for it on 956sports.com or on Facebook. Have a great weekend. We will catch you next week.